security and Sage 100 Contractor. First thing we need to do with security is figure out what we need in the way of access groups. We take a look at this sample company. I've got an owner, controller group, a GO group, etc. Each of these has high-level privileges to save transactions, delete transactions, void transactions that are a part of the audit trail, change the accounting period for transactions, and or print checks. If any one of these says yes, they may do these things. If it says no, they may not. Many times we'll set up a user who we just want to give read access only to, and we would say no to everything. They could print reports to the screen, but they couldn't print checks. They couldn't change any transactions. These are for folks that need the information but might do some damage if we let them actually write information. Then, once we've set up the groups of people, we will also set up the users and then assign them to groups. And this is what we've done here. So, I'm going to display the passwords. We usually give them a name. If we have somebody with the same last name, we can put the same first name, we can put the same, or put the last initial in perhaps. Some people use the first initial, last name, whatever works for you. I like to try to keep it simple. On the passwords, we can either use passwords or not. If we do, they're case sensitive. So if you're going to give somebody a password, it's best that they know that the username is not case sensitive. Once we've done that, we will also assign them to a group. We will assign the group privileges within the system, which we'll talk about in just a second. If the user belongs to a group, they may have all the privileges that we have given them at the menus, and in some case some of the fields. The user can belong to up to 5 groups. Again, if they belong to the group, they have all the privileges that anybody in the group would have. And we also have, stretch this out here a little bit, we also can say whether or not they are subject to job security. So for instance, we'll give Josh job security by putting in a yes, and Scott yes. This will give us the ability to assign jobs to Josh that perhaps we don't want Scott to be able to get into, and vice versa. So once we do all this stuff, we say save, and then we begin by assigning privileges. The first thing we do is we will go out to the menu. We have to use the system menu to do this. And as supervisor, and any of this stuff can only be accessed as supervisor, we tap the F7 key and the security screen pops up. And if we give one person, or one group access to a menu, then everybody else is denied access. Now in this case, I might want somebody to go in and do bank reconciliation, or maybe another couple of maintenance things. Let's assume that we want them to be able to do bank reconciliation and also write manual checks, or record deposits. If that were the case, we'd go back up to this level, and we would give everyone access, and then we would go to each of the items, and we would assign those to particular groups. So this takes a little bit more to set up, but it makes that particular deal work, as you can see here. Again, we go through to the menus. Once you assign privileges at a level, then all the levels subsequent to that on the menus inherit the same security restrictions. If we want to, in payroll processing, this is pretty typical, let's assume that we would like to be able to let somebody input hours and salaries and whatnot, but we don't want to let them see those. Then what we can do is at the field level assign those to maybe higher level groups, but the payroll group, which will be able to get into payroll, won't be able to see the salaries. We can do the same thing over in the pay rates. We select the entire column, hit F7, pop over, and assign those to a higher level. In the meantime, the person who's doing the input has menu level access, but they don't have field level access to the pay rates. Finally, I'm going to go over to our job screen. And on our job screen, we can go to a particular job, and then on the Contacts and Personnel tab, we'll see the job access list, which we'll bring up, and we'll assign this to Josh. Let's save that, move back one, and do the same thing over here, only we'll assign that to Scott. And save it. What we've done is, in this instance, oops, went to the wrong one. Go over to this one. In this case, Josh has access, but Scott doesn't. And in this case, Scott has access and Josh does not. Pretty straightforward. Please call me if you have any questions at this particular number, or if you'd like to email, here is my email address. My name is Jim Cumming. Thanks and have a great day.